Welcome guys. Today I am sharing the secrets of our traditional family recipe, Etli Yaprak, which is grape wine leaves stuffed with rice and minced lamb, and we're topping it with our homemade garlic sauce. Last week I made the first part of this series where we identified the leaves. I showed you how to harvest them, I showed you how to process them, and I showed you how to ferment them ready for today's video, where we will be preparing our rice and lamb mince stuffing, getting our leaves ready, and mix it all together and endure the laborious process of wrapping each one by hand and cooking. I hope you are as excited as I am to share this with you. Please enjoy. Get yourself a bowl with 2.5 cups of medium grain rice, white rice. Add boiling water to cover it and stir. We're adding this boiling water so that the rice par cooks and doesn't expand fully and make the vine leaf rolls explode later on. This will sit for 30 minutes and I'll show you an important next step that we have to do. While we're waiting for the rice to par cook in that boiling water and soften up, my mum said that we must watch Turkish soap opera. So this is part of the method. Make sure you do this. We've watched our Turkish soap opera. Rice has been sitting in the hot water for 20 minutes. This is where we want to prepare our leaves. So we're going to go ahead and wash them. So we're going to tip out the water, scrunch the excess water out of them and put them aside in a dry bowl. Remember, if you're using the extra salt fermented leaves, we need you to sit them in water for 1 hour and drain, and do this for 2 cycles. Our rice has been sitting for 30 minutes. We're going to take them to the sink, wash the excess starch off, and we need to wash them out until the water runs clear, about 4 or 5 times. Our seasoning for this mix is 2 tablespoons of salt with 1.5 tablespoons of black pepper. We're using 1 kilogram of Adana Mince, which is lamb mince. It's extremely fatty. As you can see, it's almost like 40% fat to meat ratio. Remember, the seasonings here that we're using are to taste. Even the proportions of rice and meat. If you want a little bit more rice, you can put that in. If you want less, you can do that too. As you can see, my mum is herself separating some rice without the meat mixture. She likes making herself the rolls meat-free. As you can see from the food we're preparing, it's probably not going to be in your meal plan, and it is very high in fat content. And we're also going to be adding 1/2 cup of olive oil. Trust me, this tastes really good, and as you can see from the ingredients, so much carbs and fat together when it's mixed. It's going to taste nothing but delicious. So I hope you try it. We're going to mix this through very thoroughly and taste it for seasoning and adjust where we need to. Now that we're ready, the mincemeat mixture is ready. We're moving over to the table. We're putting the leaves right next to us. We want to remove the stem off the leaf, being very careful not to damage or break the whole leaf as it is very fragile now. We're going to be putting the stuffing on the underside of the leaf where the veins are and wrapping it like a wrap, as you can see. So this one, she's making a thick fat ball. Whoa, there's a lot of rips on that yaprak. Is that going to be a problem? No. No? Why not?
Chunky big one.
Chunky big one.
Chunky
Okay.
big one. Then.
Oh shit, it is going to be a problem.
I'm
Oh,
gonna put this
it's
one.
broken.
Yep.
Chunky big one.
Chunky big
Oh,
one.
she's going to put another leaf on top of all those whole leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You literally did a repair job.
See, this.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Beautiful. That's going to be very tasty. This one is a bit ripped, so she's going to repair it with a second one on top. It's really good to show that. That's roughly the filling size she does for that kind of leaf. So we have someone who has trauma and another person who has trauma. Sometimes in life, when you put them together, both traumas sort of cancel each other out and they make each other strong. if I can get, if I can get him to stay still. There we go. See how either person's trauma can be seen now. It's because together they are strong. Just like you. You're strong with someone else. Be strong, my friend. I'm going to show you another example of a repair job one. I was actually rolling this one, and as you can see, it is cracked. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the middle of another one and rewrap it. Nothing goes to waste. More hands are better for the laborious process of doing these each one by one. It took us about an hour with 2 people, so if you have more stuffing, I would recommend to get more helping hands and get everyone involved in the kitchen. We got our pot here. We put all of the vine leaves and stems at the bottom of the pot. You don't have to do this. They're just doing this to add a bit more of that fermented flavour to the final dish. We're going to stack our vine leaves up on top of this. Make sure you fill the pot evenly and try to stack as neatly as you can. It's not a perfect job, but you do the best you can. Or if you find a gap, just stick it in. She's creating kind of a well in the middle. The reason she's doing that is because she's got her meatless rolls that are going to be put right in the middle of there. She loves doing this so that we're all aware that there's meatless ones and we don't get our ones mixed up with hers. Plus the meat ones, the meatless ones, are also smaller in size and perfect for that hole in the middle. All done, guys. We have a little bit left over. We're not going to waste this. We're going to put this in a plastic bag or a little Ziploc bag. I'm going to put it in the fridge. This will last for up to 2 weeks. So just say we have fermented more and we want to make another pot full like that. In 2 weeks we can make some more. Now we are filling the meatless ones in the center. As we discussed before, remember guys, you're rolling the meatless ones. You don't want to add too much filling as these expand a lot more since they are only rice and there's no meat to buffer the expansion while they're cooking. You want to also roll these slightly less tight than the meat and rice rolls. I should have shown you this, but I think we lost that footage. We are adding a bit more of the stems on top, squeezing the juice of 2 lemons as well. And we also love the high blood pressure, so we're going to add a little bit more salt on top as well. We have a clay weight that we'll be using as the weight on top of our rolls. This is to make sure that the rolls cooking in the water that we're going to add, it doesn't rise and unwrap while cooking. We are adding boiling water from the kettle until it reaches the top and it is all submerged. Making sure not to add too much water because we need to make sure at the end of the cooking time that it all absorbs and we don't have excess water. Now we're at the set and forget it stage. Once you put it on the pot, the highest heat, we want to set a timer for 1 hour. Every 5 minutes we're going to go back and check on the pot, reducing the heat until we have a sustained simmer. And about 20-30 minutes in, we're going to add about 50 to 100 grams of butter around the pot. This is optional, you don't have to do this, but if you do it, you're not going to regret it also. After our 1 hour timer is up, we're going to take a piece out and give it a try and see if the rice is cooked all the way. If it has, put the clay pot back on top, close the lid and let it sit and rest with no heat for about 15 minutes until we're ready to serve. Now we are on to one of the easiest parts. We've got 3 garlic cloves here, we've got a pestle and mortar. Just going to give it a good bash to loosen the skin. And like a Balkan, at the end of the dish, you could also eat like a raw brown onion with this. It goes really good, if that's your thing. But if that's not your thing, hey, it's not your thing. we've got 3 garlic cloves, we've got some salt. We're just going to pour an amount that I like. You know, everyone's salt is to their own. I'm doing high blood pressure version of salt. So just do that. You can see our garlic is mashed up. Okay, I'm gonna wipe the excess off and put that straight back in there. So we've got our garlic here and we are going to place our yogurt. This is roughly about 2 heaped tablespoons, let's just say 3 heaped tablespoons, let's just say 4 heaped. You know what, we haven't got much in the jar left, so we're just going to use the rest of it, which is roughly about 5 heaped tablespoons to 3 garlic cloves. This apparently is homemade yogurt. My mum makes this homemade yogurt, which is actually really good. I usually don't like her homemade yogurt for some reason, but she's done really well this time. I'm proud of you, mate. And that is it, guys. We are done. I'm thrilled to share this recipe with you. This is one of our family favorites, and even the people outside of our family who have tried it also say nothing less than they love it, and they keep asking us to make it again. I also like eating a raw onion on the side of this, so each bit of roll I have, I like to have a bite of raw onion too. It is absolutely delicious if your stomach can handle it. I'm also topping this with some chili powder and also some sumac. So yeah, this is the meal. See you guys on the next video. I hope you enjoyed.